Hey guys, I just got a brand new Chevy Volt a couple of months ago, this beauty over here, and originally I wasn't really going to do a review on it because it's been a couple of years since this second generation of Volt came out, and there are tons of different reviews already out there, but a lot of you insisted, and I also realized that I did discover a few features of this car that I didn't really hear or seen before, so I wanted to share them with you. So maybe if you're shopping for one yourself, this will definitely kind of complete your knowledge of what you're getting yourselves into. So I'm going to tell you about that coming up next.
Taking over the world, electrifying the world, electric.
If this is your first time here and you are interested in everything that's going on in the world of electric cars, well, you came to the right place. Go ahead and click on the subscribe button down there so you don't miss anything moving forward. And of course, before I move any further, just wanted to remind you that this video and this channel is sponsored by Evernex, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla. There's a discount code in the description of this video. All right, let's talk about this Chevy Volt. Now, this is 2018. This generation, second generation, has been out for a couple of years. And first, as you know, this is my answer to not having to ever be stuck at the superchargers. My main car is a Tesla Model S, and I find it that anything that takes more than 5 or 10 minutes for me to refuel my car is still too long. It does prolong my trips for 1, 2, 3 hours sometimes, depending on the distance that I go. And a lot of times I just don't have that kind of time to waste, unfortunately. And the amount of gas that this car takes, as much as I hate, putting gas in the car and buying it, is really, really tiny. I think my mailman that comes to my door every day spends more gas on delivering mail to me than I spend on this car. Most of the time, because there's a 55-mile all-electric range in this car, most of the time when I drive around town, I never use gas at all. And let's start with the range. So it's about 55 miles, but of course, just like with any cars, electric cars, it's not really true. Depending on your driving, sort of how aggressive you drive, is it on the freeway or is it on the streets? So it depends. Now, mine ends up to be about 40 miles still, more than enough for me most of the days. So, and then after that, the very tiny little gas engine kicks in, and again, it's pretty efficient. And don't forget, as you're driving, the car regenerates some of the energy back, and your battery still ends up kind of helping the engine not to waste as much gas. Now, secondly is the price. Now, I got a pretty basic model. As a matter of fact, almost all stripped out, and this is more than enough for me because it's got the Android Auto or an iPhone, what is it called, Apple Play. Basically, this is where you connect your phone to the car, and whatever navigation system or some of the music apps you can see on your phone kind of projects on the main screen. So I absolutely love that. Now, that does have its own problems. A lot of times actually communicating with your phone or using your phone while it's projecting its navigation system or the music app is kind of difficult and kind of a drag. You have to swipe a lot out of the Android or whatever you have iPhone app for the car. So it's a little annoying, but nevertheless, it completely replaces a pretty expensive package of having a navigation system. Now, I did get some of the driving assistant features, and they're really, really good, and they are included in one package that I did end up getting. The car is costing me not that much. Again, it depends on your credit and how you want to buy your car. I always suggest that most people probably better off with the lease financially. So I put about $3,000 down, and it's $199 a month for a 3-year lease with 15,000 miles per year allowance. Again, this depends on the deal that you get with your dealership and your credit and so forth. But this is a great deal for me because I'm not spending that much money on a car that's essentially is my commuter car. Now, let's move on from just integrating your phone into the car. There are a few other features that I found even better than in my Tesla Model S. Now, the blind spot assistance, this is something that I've been absolutely just dumbfounded why Tesla never put that in there. Even now they're making these cars without it. I just don't get it. But it has on both mirrors, and I absolutely love it. So that's already a little bit of an upgrade. Also, there's a thing behind your wheel on your left side where you can press or pull towards you or press towards you, and it will actually add to regenerative braking sort of power and start braking the car even more than you're already going to do that as you're letting your accelerator pedal off. And I really absolutely love that feature. Sometimes when I'm driving my Tesla, I'm actually trying to do that on that wheel. So that is something that I found really, really useful. So that way you get even more energy back into your battery and also you can brake a little bit harder with that. So I absolutely love that. Now, another thing that I really enjoyed in this car is the fact that it's very, very quiet. It is more quiet than my Tesla. I have a 2015 Tesla. It is more quiet than that, and it rides smoother. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. You know, just like I said, at first when I got this car, I was like, okay, this is just a commuter car. It's kind of a cheap car. It's still a plug-in hybrid with enough electric range. But now I'm kind of falling in love with it because it does have so many little perks that I don't even enjoy with my Tesla Model S. So I really, really like that. Just like I said, and the user interface on the display that's right in front of you, you can actually customize it a little bit. Another thing that I wish Tesla would have, you can basically see how your power from the gas and from your battery kind of interact with each other. And again, you can change the different graphics interfaces that you can have there. So that's pretty cool. Now, another thing I do have to say, and this is definitely the best plug-in hybrid I've tried, because other plug-in hybrids, you know, they almost never have a pure electric range, where, you know, you might be, you know, in an electric mode, but then whenever you need some extra power or need to turn the heater on, all of a sudden the engine comes on because the electric motor cannot handle it. This car can really go absolutely 100% on pure electric power, and it's absolutely great. By the way, the power, the acceleration in the sports mode is not bad at all. Again, another surprise here, it is a pretty powerful car as far as acceleration. Now, it is no Model S, but again, for a small, very affordable car like this, it is definitely a plus. Now, of course, here in California, you also get a carpool sticker, so that means you can use a carpool. That's always great, and now we're switching to the red stickers that will last us, what, 2 or 3 more years. So for those of you guys who have a tough commute to work, this is definitely will help. Also, I gotta tell you, I think it's a pretty good looking car. A lot of these hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and early all-electric cars, they look kind of ugly. They kind of like, look at me, I'm this weird, you know, electric car. This one I'm actually digging. I mean, as a matter of fact, I think Chevy should have put the Volt technology into this car and just create an all-electric version of this car. I think that would have played much better. As a matter of fact, right now, month after month, this car, the Chevy Volt, outsells Chevy Bolt in the US every month, which means that a lot of people really like it, even over the Bolt, that actually has a pretty decent range of 238 miles. So, as you can see, I've been enjoying this little car that I got. Again, at first it was like, whatever, you know, I'll just use it for commute, but now I've been really liking driving this car around town. So I think I pretty much told you guys about all of the features that I enjoyed. The fact that it's very smooth going from the battery power to gas powered whenever you have to do that is flawless. You almost never notice because there's not that much a noise from the engine either. Yeah, you almost don't notice. The wind noise actually is much louder. That just means that the engine is really not that big. And I remember going from Sacramento to San Francisco and back, and then to San Francisco and back again, and only using $25 worth of gas on the entire thing. So just telling you how little of the gas this car uses. All right, now I think I've shared everything that I've found out that I wish I knew before, that I didn't see in other reviews. But if you have any additional questions, of course, go ahead and put them in the comment section of this video, and I'll be more than happy to answer, or maybe even do a follow-up video. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are thinking about buying this car, I strongly recommend. Other than that, see you next time, and remember to stay charged.